All right, next video. Hopefully this one's audio quality turns out better. Sorry for the awful sound of the last few videos, but technical difficulties are arising and I'm not sure how to fix them. So right now we're going to look at a video on reducing fractions. So actually, I kind of don't like the term reducing fractions. What I prefer is the idea of simplifying. Reducing indicates that we're making something smaller, where in fact the fraction at the end is equivalent or equal to the original fraction. We're just getting rid of common factors. So, for example, let's say we're looking at the fraction 8/24. Okay, so the first thing that pops out at me here is the fact that both of these numbers are even. So if your math facts aren't quite up to memorization, then sometimes we have to start off with smaller factors than the greatest common factor. So if you're not aware here of the fact that 4 actually goes into both numbers, or even in addition to that, that 8 goes into both numbers, then you could have started off with something as small as 2. So when we're reducing, we're doing the opposite of finding the common denominator, and we are dividing by a number that goes into both. So if I divide by 2, I end up with 4/12. Now, again, I see that both my numbers are even, so I could divide by 2 again. I get 2/6. And then again, I see both my numbers are even, so I could divide by 2 again, and I get 1/3. So the faster way here would have been to do 8/24 and just to divide by the greatest common factor, which in this situation is 8, and go directly to 1/3. But there's no shame in the fact of doing multiple steps. Sometimes doing multiple steps like this is actually faster than trying to figure out what the greatest common factor is if the numbers are very large and do share a lot of factors. You just have to be careful. Just because you reduce once doesn't mean you are done. So you couldn't get to this step here and stop. You couldn't get to this step here and stop. Even though you reduced or simplified, you didn't simplify to the lowest terms, and therefore you would still lose points on a test or quiz or assessment of some point for a lack of showing knowledge on what simplest terms means. Okay, let me know if you guys need any help with this, and good luck in class today.